Clemson's running back room is stacked. No one's talking about it. Why? I don't know. The very room that everyone is like concerned about, if you paid attention in the spring game, and I know that was, 6-7 weeks ago, you'd have caught it. You would have saw it in person. I'm going to jump into that in just a second. Hey, thanks for hanging out with me. I'm Brian. I'm talking Clemson football. I'm talking college football. And if you like that sort of thing, I hope you'll subscribe. It is free, and I really do appreciate it. It's an easy way to support the channel. Everyone and their brother in major media and then independent media, guys that you'll see even with hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube, they're getting on the Clemson bus. It's not the Roy bus. I almost said the Roy bus. But that's actually anti everyone getting on board. A lot of people they have high hopes for Clemson in this upcoming football season, and they should. I say this all the time. So if you're someone who watches me, every time I put out a video, you know what's coming. Expectation is a compliment, because when someone does not expect you to do well, that's because they think you're a loser. So everyone and their brother's looking at Clemson and they're saying, hey, they're returning all these players on the offense, including their starting quarterback, the wide receivers that did great last year. They added a brilliant, big-bodied wide receiver, very explosive, to that already outrageously talented wide receiver room. You go over to the defense, they made a change at the top. They have Tom Allen coming in. The guy's already changing the culture, the approach, the excitement of the team, the energy, the strategy. And he has a bunch of players coming back, some really key players, guys that are already being projected to go in the first round of next year's draft. You have a kicker that can line up and kick the ball from Clemson to easily, according to which direction he's facing. If he's facing the other direction, he can kick it all the way up to Highway 11 going into Georgia. But there was that one question on the offense about the running back room, and we know why. Phil Maffa, the guy who's been around forever, he's gone. Will Shipley was gone a couple of years ago. And at Clemson, we have a really solid tradition at running backs. Think about it. C.J. Spiller. You have Travis Etienne. And I mean, it's easy to start to forget some of the running backs that Clemson's had just over the past 20 years. Andre Ellington, if I hadn't said it already, I know that things didn't go so great with Lynn J. Dixon after the change at running back, at the running back coach, but Lynn J. Dixon was really good. And so we have a bunch of guys that we can step back and look at and say, you know what? Wayne Gallman was pretty doggone good. The guy could play. And man, he'd lay a hat on you too. He was a quarterback's best friend. When he wasn't running the ball, he would take the logo off of your helmet and block you. And so we've seen some really good running back play at Clemson. Now, why would everyone be maybe pessimistic about the running back room? Well, first, that's actually logical. You have guys like Keith Adams Jr., who is a personal favorite of mine. The guy's been around for a little while. He's a tough runner. He's one of those guys that if he has to hit the gap, he will. He'll break tackles. He's a power runner. You have Jay Haynes, who I think he tore his ACL at the end of last year, and it was really, really sad because a lot of people really believed he was like the next man up. He was going to be the next man to take the place of Phil Maffa, and then we knew that Gideon Davidson was coming in. David Eziomame, he was already there, and he just sat. He didn't have to do anything last year, and I kind of like that, by the way. I'm glad that he got acclimated to the speed of the game. He actually sat with Maffa. He was actually around the program. He was working out with the team. He's getting his mind to that college game speed. So I'm glad that he got to sit. And of course, Gideon Davidson, he shows up. And in the spring game, and yes, it's a spring practice, but I'm going to tell you, if you're going to wet the bed, you're going to wet the bed for the first. You're going to wet the bed when you step in front of a bunch of people for the first time. You have all the hype. Everyone's looking forward to seeing you play. You walk out there in Death Valley. It's burning up. Okay, it's not burning up, but it's warm. You're running the ball with power. You're catching nice passes. That pass from Chris Denson to him was beautiful, glorious. And he had a safety bearing down on him that could level him, and it would have been legal. And did he let the footsteps scare him and him drop the ball and go, oh, well, yeah, I'm a freshman? No, we didn't. I believe this running back room, is it the best running back room in America? No. Do I believe that this running back room rivals some of those great rooms that we've seen at Georgia? I know that's a sore subject, but Georgia, you know me, I'm a realist. Even if you're my worst enemy, if you do something right, I'll give you the credit for doing something well. I'll say, they may be and I'm not talking about Georgia here, but I'm just saying in the example, if it was my worst enemy, yeah, that person right there is untrustworthy. They're terrible, but you know what? They can really cook. They know how to fix a car. They know how to do this well. I will say that. But I'm not saying that Clemson's at that level, but I'm telling you, a lot of people is underestimating this running back room, and I think it's going to work in our favor. How? Well, first off, let's go back to who we do have coming back. And I'll quickly go through this. It's one of the reasons that a lot of people are high on Clemson. A lot of people have a lot of expectation for Clemson because when they look at a quarterback who's going into his third year as a starter, this is also the third year of him working with the offensive coordinator. That normally spells success. Then you add into it, you have 4 out of 5 of your offensive linemen coming back. One of them is projected as a first-round pick. And that group will be in its second year with Matt Luke, probably the best offensive line coach in America. Well, that makes the equation even more in our favor. We go to the wide receivers, Moore, Wesco, Williams, adding Tristan Smith, the big-bodied wide receiver who put on a clinic in the spring game practice. Things are looking really good. But the question was running back. But you step back and you say, well, hold on. We have the questions at running back. But what I saw out of Davidson and out of Ezi Omame and even out of Keith Adams Jr., and I know Adam Randall's going to play. He's going to play some role here. And I'm going to go over that list in just a second of the guys who will be playing running back. But if they are rotated right, correctly, I guess you could say it that way, I think this could work in Clemson's favor because you have different body types, you have different skill levels, you have different speeds, guys who can hit the gap, guys who can create a gap if they need to, power and finesse. I'm telling you, I think that this could be, if Clemson has a special season this year, and I'll define special by saying I don't expect them to win the national championship, but with all the talent that they have coming back, with some of the coaching changes that they've made, with the majority of their big games being played at Clemson, I think it's only logical to say 1 + 1 + 1 = 3. And in this scenario, there's a lot of good pieces there. So that would mean that Clemson beating LSU is not out of the question. By the way, it shouldn't be out of the question. LSU can't win a season opener. They have not won a season opener in 5 years. And they've lost to some bad teams too. They've lost to some good teams. Heck, they lost when Jaden Daniels was their quarterback. Couldn't even do it then. So I have respect for LSU, and Clemson's got to get past losing to good teams. But I think this is the team to do it with the returning cast. This opens up the opportunity, though, for Clemson's running backs in their different body types, different playabilities, different skill levels to take advantage of this. Now, let's go over some of the guys who will be playing running back for Clemson. And I'm going to go through this pretty quick. Started out with Jay Haynes. He tore his ACL, I believe, in the ACC championship versus SMU. And he had over 40 carries, almost 300 yards, 2 or 3 touchdowns. He was out for the entire spring camp. And I hate that for him. At the same time, I think it worked in our favor because Gideon Davidson and David Eziomame had to step up. It's like there's this gap here, and you guys, I mean, Gideon Davidson was what, Gatorade Virginia Player of the Year? 4-star recruit? I mean, you have him come in immediately and have to be an impact player. David Easy, he's a bigger guy. He's 6 feet tall, 210 pounds. He's powerful. He ran a lot during the spring game / practice. And he had some really good runs erased because of penalties. Now, that's how the game of football works. But you understand what I'm saying? It was not his fault that the yardage was invalidated. That's something that someone on the offensive line or a receiver downfield, they have to stop holding. They have to stop throwing a block in the back, illegal hands to the face or something like that. That's something for them to fix. But when he was given the ball, he did what he was supposed to do. He would have had more yards than what he finished with in that spring game. I talked about Adam Randall. Big body, 6'2", 210, 220 pounds, somewhere in there. Correct me if I'm wrong there. This guy's been a wide receiver, 5-star wide receiver out of Myrtle Beach. He's had a ton of injuries. And that is my hesitation with Adam Randall. I am pulling for the guy. I hope he does well because he's fast as lightning. We saw that in the SMU return. We saw him take the handoff against Texas, peeled off a 40-yard run. But running backs they typically get hit a lot more than wide receivers. Why? Because they're getting the ball a decent amount. Now, I've heard, and I tend to agree, we're going to see him come out of the backfield more and catch the ball and try to get a mismatch out there in space. And with his big body and his speed, you could take advantage of him, say having a linebacker or maybe a safety on him. Maybe in some weird scenario, some confusion, it's him and a defensive end that's maybe dropped out into some type of zone coverage out in the flats. That could work out well. But I'm just hoping that some of his injuries doesn't bite him in the butt. But there you have him, another big body type, but he's got a lot of speed. Keith Adams Jr., I've talked about this. Keith Adams Jr. was not used that much last year. And he's the most experienced back in this entire room that's been playing running back. He's physical. He can create the hole. And that experience and ability to be physical gives you another dimension. Let's talk about Jarvis Green. He's kind of one of those all-purpose guys. And you're going to see him thrown into the mix there. But there's enough running backs to where he kind of gets lost in the mix at times. And I could see him. I was actually kind of shocked he didn't hit the transfer portal. A couple other people to name: Peyton Straco, and Max Wilson. Strako's actually, from what I understand, pretty quick. I don't have his 40 time in front of me, but I keep hearing about Strako that he's pretty quick. But what does this all boil down to? Well, you have a variety of players. And if the offensive scheme rotates these guys in, do you know what you're going to have? You're going to have a fresh running back, and you're going to have a running back for each situation you're in. Short yardage, you're probably going to be looking at David Easy or Keith Adams Jr., or potentially Adam Randall if you want him getting hit and him going up the middle with his big frame. If you want more finesse, you're looking for someone to, gun it. You're probably looking at Gideon Davidson. Now, I want to pause there. Marquise Henderson signed out of BHP here in the upstate of South Carolina, had an outrageous career at BHP. He's a smaller guy. I want to say he's, I think, 5'9", 5'10", about 175 pounds. He's one of those guys that they're going to move him around. They're going to play around with him, and they really don't have to get him on the field this year. This would be a great year for him to learn and get out on the field when he doesn't have to be an impact player and then turn into an impact player later on in his career. This guy, he played running back in high school and had outrageous numbers. But they don't have to put him in at running back because they have all of these players. But they could definitely use him like in the slot, and that is a wide receiver, I know. But I'm just saying they literally could move him in and out if they wanted to and give him the ball some here and there. I don't think they're going to do that. But he's even there. A guy for his junior season in high school, I want to say he rushed for over 2,000 yards. If my memory serves me correct. So Clemson's running back room is a lot stronger than what everyone is realizing. And I'm telling you, here's the key. Here's the key. And I'll leave you with this. Because everyone is overlooking Clemson's running back room and questioning if that is going to be the Achilles heel for them. I think that will play into Clemson's favor as well. You come in, people are not, remember, expectation. They're looking, they're going, there's no Phil Maffa. There's no Will Shipley. We don't see anyone back there like an ETN or a Spiller. I mean, we know that Gideon Davidson is good and stuff. We know David Easy is talented. We know Keith Adams Jr. can run hard. And we know that if Adam Randall gets out in space, I mean, he's fast and he's big. But compared to the starting quarterback and the wide receivers that lit everyone up, plus the new wide receiver and that offensive line that's just getting better and better and better and better and better, something that was an Achilles heel of Clemson is now a strength of Clemson. Maybe it's everything around Clemson's offense it's actually stronger. Therefore, the running back room looks weaker, obviously, with Maffa gone. But I think this could work in our favor with them not expecting that much out of them because they don't see them as a threat. That could work in our favor. That could win us some big games. I don't know who's going to be the starting guy, but I'll tell you this. I don't think they need to name a starting guy. I think they need to look at the situation, who they are playing, and that's how I would run this running back room. With the younger guys, you don't have to make them grow up fast. You have Keith Adams Jr. there. When Haynes gets better, you have him there. But use them in the right situational moments. And I'm telling you, you may be shocked at some of the games that will be won because of that running back room that everyone's overlooking, when in fact it's quietly stacked. Tell me what you think about the running back room. Put that in the comment section. I'm going to live chat real quick. I'm going to blast through this like an auctioneer. Cade Paz says stacked full of unproven talent. I agree with you, Cade. It is unproven. Some of them are unproven. But I think with everyone not thinking that much about them, not expecting that much out of that running back room compared to everyone else, I think it's going to sneak up on some people. Could be wrong. Travis Hamrick, the freight train is coming. Adams is a bowling ball. Run Adams more. I don't know if he got in the doghouse last year, if he's had some quiet injury that I overlooked. totally underutilized last year. They should have used him more. I don't think that Maffa would have got his beat up. Maffa may have finished those last few games of this season instead of having to, well, not. Willman Love from Florida. Good to see you, my buddy. Good to see you, pal. I think it's all going to work out just fine. Somebody is going to grab the reins and run. I'm guessing it'll be the freshman, Roger Parks. Thanks for supporting the channel. See that symbol beside your name? That means that he supports on a monthly basis, $3 or $5. If you want to do the same, there's a join button below the video. At least subscribe. It's free. Roger, thanks for supporting the channel and being a friend to the channel. Keep the jumbo package. I like it. I like it. Thanks for keeping us up to date. Matthew, it's good to see you, buddy. Sammy Brown had crazy stats in high school. Would love to see him get it a few times. Yeah, he actually was pretty doggone good at running the ball. Bring back the RPO wishbone. Hey, man, let's do it. Jeff Against the Machine, thanks for supporting the channel. I'm excited about Adam Randall, a big back with some hands. I think he excels, although he's very unique as a running back. Plus, he can block. Thanks, Blake Ellis. Yeah, if they use him in the right situation, he could be a nightmare. He could be a nightmare. I just hope he stays healthy. Jaden Butler, how do you feel about the new recruit from yesterday? Hey, it's always good when we can keep 4-star talent in South Carolina. I really have a hard time. And I'll even say this for the Gamecocks as much as I don't want to say this. Between Clemson and then the Gamecocks doing well last year and with the momentum that they had, especially towards the middle to the end of the season, there is no reason why any 3, 4, or 5-star leaves this state unless Clemson or South Carolina doesn't want them. It doesn't make sense unless the school that was recruiting you is your dream school and it just happened to not be Clemson or South Carolina. It makes no sense. So that's a good thing for us Clemson fans. Glad that we got it. Tristan, love your show, Brian. Man, I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Tristan, go Tigers, some redneck from West Asheville. Oh, man, I hadn't been to Asheville in a few weeks. I'm still upset that they closed my favorite restaurant up there, Mayfell's. Yeah, I hope they open that back up one day. It was good food. Mama Newton, thoughts on the new 4-star commit? I'm glad they got him. The more the merrier. If given my development, I think Ezio Mume, I've been practicing it and started nailing it, but now messing it up quite possibly will show us more than we think right now. He has moves and yard gaining cuts around corner. Let's plus that up. Okay, I got it. Who was running back one? I'm going to tell you right now, I have no clue. I have no clue who was truly the running back one. They're going to name a running back one, but I think it's still playing by committee, and I'm happy with that. You're going to have fresh players. You're going to have different players that can run a certain type of play, and I think that will complement this offense very well. Tiger in the burrow. Go Tigers. Good to see you. Hey, folks, let me know, who do you think? Who do you think is going to see significant playing time at running back for Clemson? Do you agree with me that they're quietly stacked and everyone's overlooking it? Or do you think that maybe I need to be medicated? Okay, I need to be medicated anyway, but you know what I mean. Leave the comments below. If you haven't subscribed, I ask that you will. It is free. I'm an independent. It helps out the channel, and I do appreciate it. Pass it along to all your friends in your forums, anyone who likes college football. And let me know. Also, just want to let you know, I am considering and most likely going to do it. I'm going to start another YouTube channel focusing on college football as a whole. I'm going to be able to bring on other people from different schools, be able to talk about other programs. I know I can do that here, but I really want to focus on Clemson on the Clemson channel. And also it invites other people into the conversation. So let me know what you think about that. I do appreciate it. Y'all take care of yourself. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. As always, go Tigers.